Pacheco coming over. We love the 1-2 punch. Feel like they complement each other. So where are you at right now? Because I'm sure you're in constant conversations with Jahmyr Gibbs and his team.
Yeah, look, I can only say, obviously we love Jahmyr. Me and Dan have always been believers in, that 1-2 punch. I just think that's kind of how this league is going now. And but we're having dialogue. We'll see where it goes.
It'll get there.
That's the hope. That's the hope.
All right, man. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. So this clip with Brad Holmes, I think it deserved more than short. So I do a whole video. I wasn't planning on doing this video, but here we are. He's kind of nonchalantly talking about Jahmyr Gibbs and his contract. I remember a couple weeks ago, it was reported that they weren't even like close on the contract. I think Albert Beer reported like they, just started talking, which, I mean, at the end of the day, I don't really understand it. Only explanation I had in the original video I did kind of about that topic, the only explanation I had is maybe they was looking to sign somebody else. That's the only expectation, but they still control him for 2 more years. They exercised their 5th-year option, 4 or 5. In addition to that, they could have tagged him for 2 years. Remember, Mike Valenti's stance was like, well, they should put a line in the sand and get the most out of him and don't pay him. But my stance is this, man. I want to see brothers get paid. That's my stance, and they should do the right thing. They should do the right thing by him, in my opinion, and pay him, right? But in general, it's just negotiations. He's not going to tell you exactly what's going on. He's going to probably try to play it left while he going right. You know what I'm saying? Or he playing it left and he going right, or he playing it right and going left. That's all it is, bro. I think a lot of the people are hold on. A little bit high on the mic, hold on. But I think a lot of people overblowing it, don't really understand negotiations. You're not gonna really tell people what you're doing. Oh yeah, maybe we thinking about getting into it, and we like him. We really like the 1-2 punch, and he's not gonna really say much. It's just nonchalant. Y'all reading too much into it. A lot of people know when you're negotiating a deal, you're not gonna tell people exactly what's going on. You're gonna be very vague, very vanilla about it. So yeah, I'm not really worried about it. Bijan Robinson set the baseline for a deal. He set the baseline for the deal. What else you want? So 25, whether it's 26, 24 and a half, whether it's, we give you the years, or we give it to you the annual salary that you want, or you get everything that you want in a cheeseburger, and some fries. I mean, it is what it is. In my opinion, and maybe I have a little bit too much faith in the Lions from Detroit, the deal is going to get done. And there's people in the comment section, if they don't pay Jahmyr Gibbs, it's, they don't pay him. It's just, I'm done. Fire Brad Holmes. I'm just thinking like, bro, y'all never negotiated a deal or never had nothing in secrecy where y'all just keep it on the low-ski, or, he picked them. The average Detroit Lions GM wouldn't even have picked him in that position. If they did like him that much, they would have let him try to fall to 22 and somebody would have jumped up and took him. So you can't tell the guy who picked him. And then a lot of people had a negative reaction to him being picked in general at that position. Some people had a negative reaction because he was a running back. Some people had a negative reaction because he was picked over Bijan Robinson. I was wondering, like, damn, they picked him over Robinson. But, and so be it. And it's turned out really, really well. Really well. And for Robinson, it's turned out really well. In Atlanta, with Tyler Algieri, he more the load carrier there. But yeah, y'all reading too much into it, man. Real talk, y'all reading too much into it, man. Let it go. Let it go. It's just negotiating. He being vague. He not going to tell the media. And what people don't understand is the Detroit sports media have a horrible relationship with the Detroit Lions. I was hearing the Lions Syndicate, shout out to bro. He was talking about, I forget the name of the platform, but I watch them. They lost their credentials with the Detroit Lions this year. You know what I'm saying? They lost their credentials and shit. And in general, and I'm not really talking about their situation with them kind of being more of the new media podcast type, new media thing. The Lions have always beef with the local media. Always. I mean, I remember it being a thing when I was a kid. They've never got along since I've been on this earth that I can remember. They've never got along with them. So they not gonna tell you nothing. And if they do decide to make a big move, they gonna go tell Adam Schefter, Albert Breer. You know, they gonna go tell Pat McPhee. They gonna leak that before they leak it to a Detroit media member. And that's one of the biggest. That's how they get back at the Detroit media. That's how they get back at them. They give intel and they own sit. This is one of the biggest red flags that you can do. And I'll give you an analogy. This is one of the biggest red flags in media is when somebody nationally or that's not locally in your city or around your team city, let's just say somebody from Bristol, Connecticut and ESPN know that they I'm just hypothetical. They trading Jahmyr Gibbs. They trading him. We don't want to pay him, we trade him. And they break the news in Bristol, Connecticut. Let's say, it's Stephen A. He break the news. Bro, that is damn near, you want to get your yappa, you want to get the blicky, you want to get the switch and go down to Allen Park as a journalist, as a credentialed journalist, as a journalist that went to get a degree, 4 years, 2 years, whatever. That's one of the biggest red flags. And that's basically like your kid come home, get suspended, right? Don't tell you nothing, enjoy the weekend. You about to drop them off at school. And right when you get to school, you drive all the way 5 miles, 10 miles to school on your way to work. Oh, I'm suspended. Bro, what? I did that shit before, but bro, what? I can't get you right now, but wait till I get home. Very, big red flag, right? So, I mean, people reading too much into it. If they trade them, if they don't pay them and get rid of Brad Holmes, like y'all so quick to get rid of Brad Holmes, bro. I don't really understand it, man. Where you gonna go? Where you gonna go? Damn, state troopers just sitting there. That nigga sitting there in a Kia. I thought he was in a Kia. I think that's a Suburban. That motherfucker sitting right in the middle of the interstate and through the weeds and shit, man. But yeah, man, but people just going too far, man. He picked the guy, pretty much sure he aware of his value. They got Amara done. They got Panini done. They got Aleem done. They got Aiden done. You know what I'm saying? And, I'm pretty sure they're going to get Jahmyr Gibbs done. If they don't get Jahmyr Gibbs done, I will be surprised. But hey, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, find me on X, Facebook, Kick, Twitch, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Appreciate the love and support. Let me know what you girls and guys think in the comment section. Other than that, peace.